Okay guys, welcome back to the Gadget Inspector channel. So this is part 2 of my review of the TelloMe app, which allows you to add the Follow Me feature to your Tello. Now, as you can see, we have much better conditions. If you saw the first video, we were basically in a snowstorm. But as you can see, we have pretty clear skies, and we're actually seeing the sun, no lie, probably for the first time in the past few weeks. So perfect conditions, really no wind. Now, let me just say this, and I'm gonna move quickly here. The Tello has always impressed me with how stable it is. And the last video that I did, the wind was blowing and this thing just stayed put. So it performed really, really well with the TelloMe app, even in those conditions. So I expect it to perform even better today. Now, there was one thing that I noted as a part of that review, and that was that the video stability was non-existent. The EIS, electronic image stabilization, was non-existent, and the video was very, very choppy, even more so than I had ever noticed with the native app, the Tello app. Well, I corresponded with the developer, Tello, I think his name is. So I've been corresponding with him via email, and he gave me some tips. So what I'm going to do, I was wearing my Apple Watch, and I even had a Fitbit on. As you can see, those are gone. So no Bluetooth. My phone is in airplane mode. The only thing on is Wi-Fi. I won't have any other signals emitting from me other than what's coming from the Tello. So that's all that's going to be emitting. So there shouldn't be any interference. The other thing he recommended is, remember that show debug option that I showed you in the last video? Well, that actually shows you frame rate. So you can see right away if your phone is producing enough frame rates, if it's fast enough, I should say, to allow for smooth tracking. So you need a higher frame rate. I think he says around 8 frames per second as the minimum, absolute minimum, to get smooth movement as the Tello follows and tracks a subject. Okay, so we're going to check that out. What else? Now, he's recommending that I take the prop guards off and stuff like that, but I'm not going to take those off. I'm going to actually give you all of the tips that he gave me. So if you run into the problems I ran into, you'll know how to correct it. Okay, so he's saying the Tello's video stabilization, if it's not working properly, that will affect the tracking ability of the app. So he's saying make sure your firmware has been updated for the Tello, which mine has been. Then he's saying if you used another app with the Tello before, always restart the Tello before using the TelloMe, because some functions in the other apps can leave image stabilization partially off. Just taking a photo in the Tello app is enough to kill the EIS. Now, I hadn't done that, but this is a good tip. So if you happen to be in the Tello app and you're flying your Tello and you go right over to the TelloMe app without shutting down and restarting the Tello, that could cause problems. I didn't do that. So video glitches, he's saying the main reason for all video glitches is Bluetooth. So turn off your Bluetooth, get rid of any Bluetooth enabled devices that may be trying to connect with your phone and emitting a Bluetooth signal. So I've done that. He's also saying that certain phones just aren't fast enough for the tracking to keep up with its subject. So that's another thing. Now, if you watch the other video, you notice that when I turned on the altitude option, the Tello would gain altitude on its own. And the reason for that, what the developer is saying, the reason for that is the Tello is always trying to keep the subject in the middle of the frame. So as you walk, it's going to adjust its altitude automatically to keep the subject in the middle of the frame. So that's why it was climbing on its own. Let's see, pretty low. Oh, the other thing I did is I turned off background refreshing of apps. Okay, so that should set the stage for everything. Let's go ahead and test this TelloMe app, having done all of these things to make sure the video will be stabilized and as smooth as it can be. All right, let's go. Okay, so we are all connected and ready to go. First thing I want to do is check the frame rate. So let's go in and turn show debug on. And let's go back. And I don't see that anywhere on the screen. Not sure where that shows up. Yeah, I'm not seeing frame rate anywhere. Maybe that starts when the video starts. So anyway, let's move quickly. We have 90% battery. There is a little bit of wind coming from that direction, but the Tello will be able to handle that just fine. Okay, let's go ahead and get right in the air. First of all, let's go take off. Okay, and the Tello is in the air. As you can see, showing the stability that it's well known for. Okay, let's get it to where I am in frame. Whoops, wrong direction there, buddy. As you can see, the wind is coming from that direction, so you can see how the Tello is having to compensate. All right, so I am going to hit track, hit person, and there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and put distance on. No, I won't put distance on. I'll leave everything as is, and I'm gonna hit go. Oh, there you go. That's what he was talking about. So that's giving you some telemetry, and looks like my frame rate is going down to 7, and he's saying 8 is the minimum. So it is fluctuating between 7 and 8. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and stop following because I want to move the Tello a little bit further back. We're gonna do track again, person, follow, and we're gonna hit go. All right, okay, frame rate's up to 9, so it's fluctuating between 7 and 9. Okay, the Tello is following, but it is losing me. That could also be because the sun is that way. So let's go the other direction. Just want to give this thing the best and most fair shot that I can. But this is how your average Joe would be using this thing, right? Your average Joe is not going to be going through a whole bunch of changes to try to use this app. Okay, so let me put distance on. So it will maintain a certain distance. I'm going to come forward. So we'll do that. And let's just walk this way. See how it does. The video feed is much smoother. So he was correct about that. It did lose me. It's having a hard time keeping an eye on me. Okay. But it is following. It's definitely following. I'm going to stop it again because I want to get in the frame better than this. Okay, there I am. The sun is there. The Tello is facing away from the sun, so it's not pointing directly at the sun. The sun is on me. We're hitting track. We're hitting person. It's tracking me. I'm going to go ahead and hit the altitude now as well. And we're going to hit go. And we're going to walk this way now. Just walking at a normal speed. It is following just fine. Oh! Okay, that wasn't good. It hit the tree. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drive my Tello off Shut it down. I'm going to shut it down. Did I shut it down? I'm going to shut it down, dry it off. We'll come back and see if we can't finish this test. Be wary of trees. Okay, guys, I got my Tello all dried off. I was flying a little bit too close to that tree, so it got caught. But that's another great thing about the Tello. Whenever it senses any resistance, or if it senses that it's hit an obstacle, the motors immediately shut down. That's great, because if they were to keep going, you could burn the motors out. And the other thing is, when you get your electronics wet, obviously that doesn't mix well, so you want to shut that down immediately and get it dried off. I had a microfiber cloth in the car. I took everything apart, dried it out real good, turned the heat on. We're good to go. Okay, so we're connected. Let's get it in the air before we lose our battery power. So let's get in the air. There's my little baby. My little buddy. My little buddy's in the air again. Okay, I'm gonna move it back so it can frame me up nicely. That should be good enough. We're gonna hit track, person, and we're following. Okay, I'm gonna hit distance on and altitude on, and I'm gonna hit go. And we're at about 7 frames per second, 8 frames per second, fluctuating between those two like it was before. I'm gonna turn and walk. And the Tello should be right over my right shoulder, so it shouldn't be hitting the tree. I'm gonna check that. Yep, it's doing just fine. It is following me. Oh, and I checked the video when I was in the car, and the video is so nice now, so smooth. The quality is good, and it's 720p video, of course, with the Tello, but it's really good quality video when it's stable and smooth. And it's definitely smooth now. So quick tip: Bluetooth is going to interfere with your video stability and video quality, so be wary of that. Turn off any Bluetooth devices that you have, or keep them in another location. Turn off the Bluetooth on your phone, and the video will be as smooth as you see it right now. So that's excellent, and this is working beautifully. Now, he did mention, once again, the developer did mention that frame rate is very important, and that if your phone can't get at least 8 frames per second, then it's going to have a problem tracking you. So you need a decent frame rate. So that's why mine is not tracking me as well, but I still feel like it's doing pretty well. Let's walk some more. I don't want to get hit by a car here, because I am walking in the parking lot. People are out here today, and there are dogs as well. Darn it. Okay, I do have another battery because we're getting close to landing here. Let's see how it does when you walk towards it. It is backing up. That is so freaking cool, man. I like that. All right, let's do profile now. Uh-oh, did lose me. Follow. It's trying to find me. That sun. See, this is a good example of how the sun can interfere. So I'm going to turn this direction so the Tello can find me, the app can find me. Uh-oh, come back here. Come back here. Come back here, come back here, come back here. It's getting ready to land, so I think I'm going to just go ahead and land it, put the other battery in, and then we'll do some more, okay? Let's land it. Hand land it. Excellent. If you don't have a Tello, man, just go ahead and get you a Tello. If you want to get the Iron Man, get the Iron Man. But I'm telling you, man, if you're a drone head, you gotta have a Tello. Okay, you guys, so everything the developer told me so far has proven true. As you can see, the video quality is really, really good, nice and smooth. And the follow me tracking is actually darn good. But keep in mind, if the camera on the Tello is facing the sun, that can disrupt things. And also keep in mind that if your phone does not produce a high enough frame rate, that will cause the tracking to be somewhat unreliable. But as you can see, overall, it'll jump, but it'll stay put on you. So let's demonstrate that even more. Let's go ahead and launch. And the other wonderful thing about this app is that the camera starts recording automatically, and you can set it to do that, as I showed you in the other video in the settings. So that's wonderful. One of the things I love about the Parrot drones, Parrot and Naffy. Okay, let's track. You know what? Let's try face this time. Let's try face this time. There it is. Okay, it's picking me up. There's my face. Okay, let's see what it does. Okay. Not sure. And see, that's the thing. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be for. Is that more for indoor use? If you're watching, Vola, Tello, let us know what the face tracking is for. I'm going to stop that because I don't want to do that. Let's do person. I'm going to back up some. I dig it, man. We're going to do profile. And we're going to go follow. And go. And I'm going to walk this way. See what it does. Too close. Okay, so it's going to keep profile. I'm going to switch back over. When you hit profile, it's basically going to strafe and keep you in frame, and it's going to move left to right to do that. I prefer the regular follow. And I'm going to hit distance, so it'll keep the same distance as I walk. Working very well. Okay, I'm going to go back this way now so it's not facing the sun. Okay, I'm going to put altitude on now. Uh-oh, got a car coming, so let me move over this way. It's so nice today. A lot of people are at the park. Come on, Tello. He's afraid to drive under you, Tello. All right, come on. Let's walk. You see how it is jumping around quite a bit. Uh-oh, and it just pretty much lost me altogether. Let's try it again. And that's due to frame rate. You can see that. So everything he told me is true. This is an iPhone 6s Plus. So it's not one of the newer phones. So that's likely the reason. But it's fluctuating between 7 and 9 frames per second. If I can get a solid 8 frames, that should be good enough. But it's doing fine. See that? It's doing just fine. All right, let's walk back this way now. See how it moves to the left and the right when it's in profile mode. Okay, let's go back to follow. And let's walk this way. Make sure I'm not close to that darn tree. Where's the Tello? Where are you going? All right. Come on, Tello. Like I'm talking to my dog. Doing very well. Okay, so what do you guys think? I mean, I was impressed during the winter storm, the snowstorm. I'm even more impressed now. Even more impressed now. How amazing is it? Uh-oh. Nope. We're not going there this time. Come on. Come on, Tello. You're not about to do that to me again. And so, as you can see, you can manually operate the Tello. So if you see yourself about to run into an obstacle, hit stop. Your virtual sticks will appear so you can take over control. Let's get back into follow. And see how it gains altitude on its own to keep me in the middle of the frame. And why are you doing that? Yeah. Let's come back. And I think what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to turn altitude off and hit go. Battery low, so it's going to auto land here in a second. And yeah, see, it's facing that sun, so it's not going to track me at all right now. Let me see if I can get on the other side of it real quick before we lose our battery. See how it just stays in one spot? I mean, golly, some GPS drones can't do that. That's the truth. Stop. Come on, Tello. Let me get another chance. There we go. Good. Okay. Come on, Tello. Come on, Tello. Come on, Tello. Good Tello. Good Tello. Come on, Tello. Good Tello. All right, let's go this way so we're not facing it. Okay, it's landing now. Okay, guys. I think we tested this well enough. You can see that it works. All right, let me stop my screen recorder so we make sure we have that. And man, I am impressed with this. Great job, Tello. I'm saying your name right. Tello, I think is the developer's name. Good job, man. I'm impressed. Everything you said in terms of troubleshooting the problems I was having proved to be true. So I'm glad to be able to pass that on to others. Anybody have any questions about this, please feel free to reach out. You could even probably get the developer's contact information in the app. He's out on Facebook as well. He's out on tellopilots.com, really good forum. So if you have questions, I'm sure he wouldn't mind you reaching out to him there. All right, well, that's all I got, man. Until next time, be good to somebody, be good to yourself. I will see you in the next one. Later.